Welcome into Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling, the only wrestling podcast on the Marshland Media Empire conglomeration dedicated to breaking down episode by episode, beat by beat, and sweat by sweat. The Lucha Underground Wrestling Television Series. I am one of your hosts. My name is Sean, and I say hello. With me is yet another host. His name is James. James, say hello.
Bonjour, freaks.
Exactly.
Oh, man, did you see Rikishi put out a diss track to Hogan? Did you see Rikishi put out a track called For the Juggalos?
What?
Yeah, both of these things happened. Get on my follow that website that I don't like to shout out all the time. And that website, boy oh boy, they might know I don't like their moderation.
For new listeners, James is referring to a very specific Juggalo fan site.
Yeah, whenever I message them to be like, "Hey, I have a new album come out," you know, I'm on like a pop. Like they've posted about all the other horrorcore entertainment artists, but never this fucker. Unless I need some payola.
Maybe you just need to stop sending them emails in a falsetto.
In a falsetto?
In a very childlike, hey guys, would you like to listen? That is how you told me just now you message these people. You do it in a very high voice.
Say, good evening, sirs. Maybe they think I'm British. Sirs.
Maybe you should be. How many horrorcore Juggalo artists that are British are out there, huh?
I mean, there's probably some, but Juggalo rap generally, in most cases, suck. Juggalo rap from the UK would be a new level of blow dogs for quarters.
Well, if you want to get grimy with us as we review episode 2 of season 3. The Amulet.
Oh, dang.
Season 3 is crazy. We're 2 episodes in, and there is a lot.
Yeah, there's amulets. There's the amulet, you know, that TV, not that TV series, that children's book series. It's all here.
Sure, there is just this one question lingering in the back of all of our minds, which is, am you letting me go outside so I can play in the rain? That's the question I always ask my mom when it's raining and I want to go play in the rain. Am you letting me go outside to play in the rain? James, I think I just had a stroke.
I see, that reminds me a lot of what I did for fun as a teenager, which was ammo letting. It's kind of like when you have just this surplus of ammo and you just go out in the woods and just unload and see if you can chop down a tree with a 22.
Hell yeah. Have you ever fired a gun?
Oh, yeah. One person in my family was like, you got to know how to shoot a gun just in case you need one. And I was like, sorry, if I have a gun in my apartment, like ice cream, it will eventually be in my mouth.
Oh, man, out of all of the suicide jokes we could make, that's a cute one.
That's because it's one that I've crafted, you know?
Ah, yes. And spent some time in the kiln. I wish I fired a gun. Like, guns are bad. Okay. And we do too much with guns in this country. But, like, just once.
The worst thing about me getting COVID in Florida was I had it planned because Nicole's like, oh, we can do something you want to do. We're doing things we want to do as like her family we're doing. What do you want to do? And
you said get COVID.
No, I wish I had said that because then it would have been funny when I did get it.
Yeah.
But on like 2 days after I got COVID, I had planned to go to, I think it's called Machine Gun USA, and it's just a place you go and you pay to just fire a huge machine gun.
Yo, oh my gosh, spoilers, there are machine guns in this episode. Machine guns look that looks so powerful. I don't know. It looks so powerful, and it looks so I don't totally understand the appeal, and I think more than a 0% of that appeal is American propaganda. It's gun propaganda.
Yeah.
But it still looks something. It looks cool. It looks like an experience. I remember a friend of mine in college, Sarah, would be like, because she lived out in the middle of she had field. You know those friends that have where do you live? In a field.
Yeah,
those rural friends. Yeah.
That's Nicole. She grew up on a farm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hey, shouts out to Nicole.
You'll be staying, I think, when we go to Michigan's Adventure at her childhood home.
Let's go. Does she have a gun? Could I shoot a gun?
Actually, yeah, her stepdad hunts, so yeah, you could shoot a gun.
Let's go. Should we talk about Lucha Underground?
Of course, because there's guns in this episode, and I'm not talking about them pythons they're rapping.
Oh yeah, brother, but they're in there too. Guns and lore. Crazy lore episode.
Guns and Lord.
Yes. Would you go to a Lord show if she just opened with a fucking machine gun she fired over everyone's head?
No, that is so disgusting. Don't.
Oh, yeah?
No. That'd be
Lord.
terrible in a packed house.
Mm-hmm. But when you think the gun is going to kill you, it does.
Okay, yeah, please move on.
Okay. We open up actually with a big old flashback. Bunch of flashbacks in this episode. We go back in time to night 2 of Ultima Lucha Dos.
Whoa.
We are in an area we did not see in the initial airing of Ultima Lucha, the Cops Listening trailer. There is probably a real name for this. But they made a little room for their stakeout. They had Mr. Cisco all wired up so they could hear his conversation with Dario.
Well, it's in a shipping container, probably at one of the other warehouses near here.
Thank you very much. I did not know where they were. All I knew was they were listening to Dario murder Mr. Cisco. Mr. Cisco, who has not appeared in this season, just as a reminder, a beloved member of the crew, and was 1/3 of the 2/3 of the crew who fed the remaining crew members' head to Matanza. R.I.P. Bale.
Wait, who was the one who got murdered?
Bale.
No, in this episode.
Mr. Cisco.
No. Say his name.
Mr. Cisco?
No. Take off the mister.
Cisco?
That's Mr. Cisco.
We're so not even there yet.
Yes, we are. That's the same thing that happened here.
It does. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, you piece of shit.
Fuck you. That was such a walk. You made me get all of my steps in for the day on that bit alone. It was such a damn walk.
But you have one of those broken. No,
I have a broken pedometer.
Your pedometer is an old Digivice.
Yes, it is. My pedometer is an Agumon. And when I walk, the pepper breath is the little farts coming out of my butt.
You do get that. Like Digivices, you would shake them, and if you walked, it would like battle them.
Yeah. Do you ever get those little farts when you walk?
No.
Oh.
I get them big farts when I walk. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, Detective Reyes does not like hearing his friend get killed. He wants to move right now. Captain Vasquez is like, no, we don't have enough. We're not ready yet. And she's like very dismissive. The way she says, yeah, we're not going to move just for Cisco. And that's when Reyes goes, hey, that was my friend. That's Mr. Cisco.
You punk.
Yeah. It's good to see, even though Reyes is now a cop, Reyes formerly known as Cortez Castro, even though he's a cop, he still likes his friends. He still has a heart. We'll be okay.
But JR's over there saying, I don't fight with criminals.
Why does he have a lisp?
No, Jack Swagger said that about MVP like in 2009.
Did he really?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
He did a shoot on him.
Oh, wait, he did a shoot on him? Or was it?
Because MVP, like, I believe in real life has a criminal record, but like from a long time ago. So it was technically a shoot.
Oh, okay. But it was one of those, because I'm assuming this was on TV. This was like on SmackDown or something. Yeah, because this was probably when they were doing the We the People, I think was the name of the group, which was Jack Swagger and Dutch Mantel. And it was like, I don't know, early Trump America before Trump, because this would have been like 2009 or 2013. It was a weird gimmick. Wrestling was weird. Or not Trump. It would have been the birth certificate. They were sort of playing on that population of people. The show us your birth certificate, Obama. Rah. They would have fired a gun in a field.
Yeah, I don't know if... I guess maybe the character had I'm not seeing anything on his Wikipedia that he has a criminal past. Oh, wait, nope, never mind. It was juvenile detention. Oh, yeah, so like a long time ago. Also, did you know he takes some of his maneuvers from Tekken.
Wait, MVP does?
Yeah.
MVP is awesome. That's so cool. Do you know which ones? Does it say?
The malicious intent was inspired by a similar move performed by Eddie Gordo from the Tekken series.
Shit, I gotta look that up. That's so... MVP was always one of those like really, really cool guys that's like, I feel like came into WWE at a time where I wasn't very excited about what WWE was producing, but he was like always one of those people in there. It's like, but he's worth seeing, even if like the show might be a little dog shit, but this dude is killing it. And then he comes back and he always finds new ways to kill it. I like his work with Bobby Lashley. Now I find out he's using Tekken moves. Shouts, hey, MVP, thank you so much for being so cool at wrestling.
He did recently bring in a full sword into the ring and it started glowing green and he went, yeah! And then it made the person glow green for like 5 frames and then they fell on the ground.
Wow. Whoa, that sounds like a wholly original concept to me.
That's Yoshimitsu.
Oh, fuck.
And speaking of farting, he did just blast in someone's face gun style.
Hell yeah.
And then it was just kind of like crawling on the ground because he I think did medicine on himself.
Yeah. My favorite part was when he shot a bazooka at his own sister.
Oh, yeah, that too. And then he put on a real tiger's face.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh, and then he became a cyborg.
Yeah. And then he saw Link and he waved to Link and then he realized, wait a minute, same company, but different game franchise. Get out of here, Legend of Zelda's Link from Soul Calibur 2.
I know, GameCube specific.
Thank you.
Xbox, he was seeing Spawn for a second too.
Yeah, because Xbox doesn't have a wholly original character outside of Blinks the Cat, and if they put Blinks the Cat into Soul Calibur, he's killing everyone.
A Halo
Blinks the
guy
Cat will murder everyone. They could... John Halo guy should have been in Soul Calibur 2. That's a good... Master Chief, who just has a gun. Or no, they have energy swords.
Yeah.
He still brings a gun.
Yeah, of course. He just pistol whips some people.
Hell yeah. God damn it. We needed that. We're working on that ROM hack after this podcast. But the podcast we got to get to the desk. We have a new band at the temple. A little bit of new metal from the Chimps plays us in.
Oh, yeah.
They are going bananas tonight, as are we, with the debut of the Weapons of Mass Destruction match. Brand new match stipulation type between the Moth and Killshot. It is promised to be brutal and bien. So let's get into this card, shall we?
Yeah.
All right. Melissa is in the ring, Melissa Santos. She has a microphone. She would like to announce the next competitors. However, Famous B is already in there and he takes the microphone from her hands and he's very rude. But he's just so excited to introduce his brand new client, the world-renowned Surgeon of Suffering, as accompanied by his nurse, the beautiful Brenda. It is Dr. Wagner Jr.
Which, when initially I saw Brenda, I was like, why is she in a nurse? Oh, he's a doctor.
He's a doctor. Dr. Wagner Jr. debuted, I think it was night 2 of Ultima Lucha 2. Well, let's get into, we do get into sort of what happens at Ultima Lucha. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm excited to see more of Dr. Wagner Jr.
Yeah, and he's getting equal amount boos and cheers.
It's hard because Famous B ditched a fan favorite, a beloved client. How excited were we every week? Masquerita Sagrada had a match, and Famous B was out there with Brenda. They were hyping each other up. They were it was a very feel good team in the temple that we lost for Famous B to go on and manage Dr. Wagner Jr. It hurts a little.
I'm proud of Famous B for going with a winner.
I can't say Dr. Wagner is not a winner, and it's not like we're ever going to see Masquerita Sagrada ever again. You know what I mean? Famous B will be fine. So let's see. Dr. Wagner Jr. has a match tonight. Looks like his opponent's going to be, what the fuck, Masquerita Sagrada?
Awkward.
Oy, oy, oy. That's right. It is a client versus client match. The current client of Dr. Wagner versus the former client of Masquerita Sagrada. And yeah, and then they go over it, Matt and Vampiro on commentary, that the last time we saw Dr. Wagner was at Ultima Lucha 2, where he won $250,000 by stealing it from Son of Havoc. Son of Havoc won that big fancy tournament, and then Dario was like, hey, by the way, I just signed Dr. Wagner Jr. Good luck, Matt Cross. And he's like, oh, fuck. Matt Stryker is gossiping that the three of them, Brenda, Famous B, and Dr. Wagner, are spending the money well. And Vampiro, you can hear Vampiro kind of flop sweat and blush as he says, well, Dr. Wagner's got it going on. What the hell are you getting me into? And I thought that was a very cute, gossipy little moment between these guys.
Do we know if Wagner Jr. and Vampiro have ever gone toe-to-toe in a ring?
Ooh, I don't know. Because we recently found out, that Mil Muertes and Vampiro went one-on-one because Vampiro's been around forever and has seen everything. I feel like, I don't know. Are you looking that up now?
Yeah, they've been in at least one, maybe a couple matches together.
Hell yeah. I want to see, I'm not super familiar with Dr. Wagner Jr. Like, they've showed us flashbacks from his appearance at Ultima Lucha, and I remembered how cool that looked. We didn't get a lot here. Masquerade gets a springboard bulldog takeover out of a hammerlock, but like, that's unfortunately all he really gets in. He bounces off the ropes, comes back in, and Dr. Wagner puts him in the Wagner driver, which Matt Stryker calls the Doctor Driver, and I did have to Google for about 15 minutes to make sure it is called the Wagner Driver. But that's the match. 1, 2, 3. Dr. Wagner Jr. wins in 55 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Then Famous B goes down with a stethoscope and checks Masquerita. And he's like, oh yeah, he's okay. The better bit would be checks the pulse, checks the heart, and just he starts screaming, he's dead! He's done for! He's dead! That would be funnier.
Which is what Brenda does. When he goes to check the pulse, you hear Brenda going, he's dead! He's dead! It's over! I'm like, that. The beautiful Brenda, I am very... it's so funny because I remember her with Masquerita Sagrada, and she was like beloved. It was very sweet to see her cheer people on. She is a great piece of shit. She is great at just yell, oh, nope, he's dead. It's over. I'm like, okay, yeah, this makes sense. Your heel work. Good job, Brenda.
I forgot who screamed hit him with a shoe.
Oh, I missed that.
And then maybe it was Brenda. And then Masquerita's theme song sounds like Pirates of the Caribbean music, and it's weird.
I can kind of see that. There's such a big swell, though. Like, don't you get... There's something about the swell of emotion as you set out onto the open sea to make your mark, to make a name for yourself and gather treasure, seek adventure. It's very uplifting. I want to be a wrestling pirate too. So Masquerita Sagrada, I agree.
Are there any wrestlers with a pirate gimmick?
There have been a few.
Okay.
Famously, Paul Burchill was the SmackDown pirate before they gave him a different gimmick where he wanted to doink his sister. Thank you, WWE.
Is that Kane?
No, this is a different guy. He's not in the company anymore.
Is his wrestling name Paul Deutschler?
Burchill.
Is that his name?
That was his name, yes.
Okay, I thought like they gave Paul a different gimmick and you didn't say the gimmick.
I don't know. I think the gimmick just was he was weird about his sister. They might have changed his name and I don't remember.
You're weird about your sister. You always make me not say her name.
Yeah, because I don't trust your fans or my fans.
Oh, dang. It's your fans on this show. It's my fans over on Death to Squids.
All right. Don't make this a weird custody battle where they're only my kids on certain times.
Yeah, every Tuesday and then every other Thursday, it's all me, baby.
Yeah, all right. You get to be the fun podcast host with the ice cream and the
insane amount of marijuana.
Yes. So if I was ever gonna be a divorced dad, I'd get my kids high. At 18, when their brains have stopped developing so damn much.
I think it's 21 you have to be for weed.
Yeah, but like, what are those last 3 years, Extra algebra? Get it out of here.
Well, think about the last 3 years of your life. How have those been?
Oh, God.
A lot can happen in 3 years, baby.
Oh, God. Let's move on.
We were still in pandemic.
Yeah, my life's doing all right. Commercial break, come back. We're at a location that we have not seen. I think it's the same one. We haven't seen this in a while. It is the Village from a millennia ago. There is fire. It looks to be a kind of wild-ass night as a daughter is saying goodbye to her dying father. He tells her she must now lead the war against the gods. So, she's got a lot going on right now. So she politely declines, but he's insistent. There is war coming, and this war is the most important thing ever. So he gives her the Piedra Immortal. It is an amulet, and its power only works on females, which is why she must take it. What is the power of the Piedra Immortal? Well, once she becomes a woman, she will never grow old. She will never die. She will be immortal. He muses again, her father. Even if this takes 1,000 years, this war is too important to lose. So through heavy eyes, she accepts her father's war and the Piedra Immortal. He says good before he dies, right before she can even begin examining the amulet.
You want to know what she should also examine?
What is that, James?
Some brochures to maybe a Stella Adler or Lee Strasberg appointment, babe.
Oh my God, I think she does a lovely job.
No, that girl needs to get acting classes. No, I feel like that is was someone in production, their daughter, and they're like, we need a child.
Yeah, which I was, well, and because it's such a weird, like, the village from a millennia ago is like, it's, I don't know, it's a weird style because it's very stylized drama, and she's playing it like not the most naturalistic, but it doesn't need to be. It's this is such a soap opera-y moment that you can like. I liked watching this little girl and her dying father chew the scenery a little bit.
She was not chewing the scenery; she was just going, "Papa, Papa."
Yeah. Or you think she should have had more to this performance?
Yeah, she was like a flat line. Okay.
All right. Well, we're getting to that Mil Muertes match in a second. But
There's
one question.
Mil Muertes match in this?
I have a question before we move on from this. So the last time we saw the village, if it's not the same village, at the very least, it's another ancient Aztec village from a millennia ago. So it's the same time frame. The Aerostar scene. The first time we found out Aerostar has been living for over a millennia and is this sort of protector. Well, we understood he was a protector for the people. He was the one that he's the first mention of a war. I believe he's the first mention of the war that's coming. Is Aerostar fighting for the gods or for mankind? Because when Aerostar first mentioned it, I don't think we didn't know the war was between gods and humans. I didn't, at least, until this scene.
No, I think it's shit heels trying to take the power of gods. So I think he is on the side for humans and gods, whereas Dario is here to take the power of gods to rule over humanity. Mm-hmm. Or that dude with the gauntlet. We didn't mention him last episode, but there's some dude with a gauntlet.
Wait, I forgot. Where's the dude with the gauntlet?
In the limo with Dario.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that guy's going to be weird.
I want him out from the shadows immediately, taking down our freaking wrestlers.
It's going to be, we're getting some lines drawn. Because we've heard about the war, but back, when Aerostar first mentioned it, we didn't really have any context. We're getting some concepts. There is a war between humans and gods. Who started it, who's ending it is not super clear. And I like the idea that Aerostar, I could see there being a third option of like, hey, maybe we actually don't go to war. Maybe there's no reason for us to destroy each other. Like maybe Aerostar is in that camp. Maybe he's there to protect the gods. Maybe it's time we eat we've all grew up on Final Fantasy. We all know sometimes you got to go to war with a god because the god is corrupt and Kefka, you son of a bitch.
We've also all played Kirby games.
A lot of video games love to murder God. We've also played VeggieTales point-and-click adventures. A lot of video games love to murder God.
Uh-huh. Well, no, they are murdering false gods.
Yes,
you're taking down Zeus, you're taking down Odin. It's wild.
Well, you gotta get that secret ending where you take down Jesus and Larry the Cucumber looks directly into the camera and says, every god is a false god. Believe in yourself.
And then it says, Six Satanicus rule.
Yeah, that's the canon ending for this VeggieTales point-and-click adventure game that I just made up.
It's the true pacifist run.
Yeah. You know you get it when the ending credits, you see Frisk waving at the camera, and then the internet explodes because somebody mentioned Deltarune in 2024. Eldertale, shit.
Okay, all right.
All right. So the little girl is examining her amulet. As we transition, we fade out from a millennia ago into another flashback, this time right after night 3 of Ultima Luchados. We cut back to Captain Vasquez's office, where she is examining half of what looks to be a millennia-old, dirty, beat-up, worn-down amulet. Only half of the amulet, though. She's examining that as Detective Reyes comes in. He's excited. It has taken a week, but we're finally taking down Dario. He murdered Mr. Cisco, thank you very much, and we are finally going to get him. Captain Vasquez, she's very harsh in this scene. She says, "No, you are," referring to Detective Reyes, is going to be taken down. She tells Reyes that the commissioner found the tape of Dario murdering Mr. Cisco, and he's sending a task force. They will probably be here right as Ultima Luchados is wrapping up. Reyes is like, great. Idiot. Captain reminds Reyes of the unspeakable and evil things he saw working undercover at the temple. They need to be stopped. Reyes is like, well, again, great. That's going to be easier with Dario in jail. No! Dario, she's like really aggressive to him for like, he doesn't know what's going on. I don't know why she's being a little mean.
I have a theory, but I won't be able to say the theory until the end.
Okay, so I'll wrap this up. She screams, "No! Dario was our link. We need him to get to our real enemies." So the captain suspends Detective Reyes over this. Says he's got to figure out which side of this war he's on.
Sounds like an overreaction.
A little bit.
Sounds like a very reasonable person we're dealing with.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure she is on the good side of this war.
That's my theory.
My theory is that Argenis versus Mil Muertes is up next.
AKA Mil versus a disciple of death.
A former disciple of death. Now he's just Argenis again. The way those aisle heads turned at the mention of Katrina. As soon as, because Melissa Santos will first announce, accompanied by Katrina, Mil Muertes. And as soon as she says Katrina, everyone's head just does like a full 180. Just a whole crowd of owls turning to look to Katrina. And you know what? I don't blame them. Mil gets to the ring. He presses his fist onto the ancient Aztec seal in the middle of the ring. And Vampiro, who's already kind of going on about how Mil is a killer, he starts to muse. Because Matt Stryker calls it out. And Vampiro starts to muse of like ancient Aztec rituals of sacrificing your enemies after conquest on a symbol just like that. Just like the one Mil is pressing his fist into. You cut out their hearts, you offer them to the gods, and you become stronger. You think Mil knows anything about that? Because I think he knows exactly what he's doing. I appreciate Vampiro so much, and sometimes I get lost for words for how much I appreciate him.
If when Vampiro was saying like, oh, do you think Mil knows what he's doing? It'd be so funny if Mil was just scooting his butt like a dog across the sigil. I'm like, wait, nope, yeah, he doesn't.
He starts with this, by the way, the way he's pressing his fist, it's like a superhero pose where he takes the one knee and he presses the fist down, and it is so honorable and like dedicated, just very focused. And they're just like, I think Mil knows what he's... They cut away and they cut back and he's doing the little pooch butt scoot. That's fucked up. That's deeply fucked up.
No, it's not. It's funny. It's comedy.
They say, I don't think he knows what he's doing. And then he just looks up and he opens his mouth and a beam of light comes out of his mouth into the heavens. And they're just like, oh, wait, nope, he knows more than we know. Holy shit. The pooch butt scoot ritual. Holy shit. We haven't seen this since 1959.
Or instead of the light coming out, he stops, looks directly at Stryker and Vampiro and goes, "Aruru, aruru."
He needs to give a little wink, though. Can he give a little wink?
Then Stryker goes, "Oh, he knows what he's doing." Then he winks at him back. We're watching MILF Manor, and one of the MILFs doesn't know how.
Sorry, no, that's too good of a transition.
One of the MILFs doesn't know how to wink, but tried. And I was like, Nicole, they can't wink.
She doesn't know how to wink, but she tries. That's the best character description I've ever. Oh my! It sounds like a ZZ Top lyric for a song that they were too cowardly to release. She doesn't know how to wink, but she tries. Oh man, Arhennis and Mill, they also have a pretty quick match here tonight. Mill overpowers Arhennis, comes out of this corner with like a Superman punch. Arhennis gets a springboard moonsault press in. It's only a 1 count before Mill. Yeah.
That 1 count was amazing because he just like springs right back up.
Oh my gosh. When you kick out, I feel like it's easy to kind of like forget like kick out means to kick someone off of you. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of times it's just you roll a shoulder up, but you just kind of like get off. No, Mill kind of kicks his legs and his chest is so chesty. It just hurls Arhennis off. Speaking of which, when they're on their feet, Mill hurls Arhennis off again. Now there's some distance. Reaper's Trident Spear, that spear tackle from Mill, only to set up. Matt is so excited for this. Matt Stryker goes, there's one thing left before he starts beeping like an EKG machine.
Yeah, and those beeps were reverberating throughout the entire temple. Him doing beeps was picking up on all the other mics.
He was very excited to call for the Mil Muertes signature finisher, the Flatliner, and Mill wins this match at 1 minute and 35 seconds. After the match, right on Katrina's signature post-match lick of death, Puma, wearing gym casuals, comes out of the darkness, appears to springboard crossbody Mil Muertes. I'm digging this. We talked about it. We were running out of time, but that Vampiro monologue at the end that he gave to Prince Puma was so. I don't know. I had some time last night and I rewatched that little section. And it really is like so perfect.
Yeah.
To see Prince Puma, who lost to Mil Muertes, who lost everything, has just kind of lost his mojo. This is Austin Powers 3. 2. This is Austin Powers 2, where Prince Puma is Austin Powers and he just needs to get his mojo back, baby. He's making us all Randy, but he no longer feels Randy himself. He must find his inner Randiness.
AKA his tegrity.
He needs his tegrity. His tegrity?
Randy Marsh from South Park has a weed farm called Tegrity Farms.
Thank you so much. He does. He needs to get his tegrity back. And he's doing it temple style. Fuck it. It's so interesting. Kind of like so many of his enemies in season 1. I'm thinking specifically Cage. The way Cage came in and was like, fuck it. If you want something done, do it yourself. Don't wait around for someone to send a helicopter. Just rip off a pair of wings from a bird, stable them to your back, and fly yourself. That was a weird metaphor, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Ish. Yeah.
You want to know what I would really like to see?
What would you really like to see?
A tag team match where it's Mill and Katrina and then Puma and Ivelisse.
Ooh, Mill, Katrina, Puma, Ivelisse?
Because those two have a beef, and now these two are about to have a beef. But, Sean, would you say Mill and Puma are the biggest rivalry in Lucha Underground?
They do on commentary. They specifically call out on commentary the two faces of Lucha Underground.
And they say the biggest rivalry.
They do that as well, yes. And I think I would agree for the reason that they are two of the faces on opposite ends, right? Puma is their white meat baby face, good guy, hero. What a lovely, even grandmas love this guy. Where Mil Muertes is a little darker, a little more sinister. He's got that edge for all the cool nu metal fans to get into.
Sean,
so they're rival. Yeah, yes.
Sean, you must not know Lucha Libre culture. Guess who also loves Mil Muertes? Grandmothers.
Okay, grandmothers is not the right word.
Yeah, or like at least not any grandmas in the United States of America.
Grandmas, everybody loves Mil. Wait, how do you know grandmas love Mil Muertes?
Well, from watching wrestling documentaries, I've heard stories, especially like from Chris Jericho when he was down there, of like a grandmother pulling a knife on him because they were like, get the fuck out of here. And she's like, the grandmothers were so into wrestling.
I think I want to marry a Lucha Libre grandmother fan. Is that normal? Is that okay? Does that make sense?
That's a gilf, baby.
I just like someone who's like, I don't know. There is something very, and it is my dream to like, now that I don't know, to save up money. Now that I got a slightly better paying gig recently, making a bunch more hours, but it's nice. I'm gonna get health insurance and food more, so it'll be nice. But like, one of my dreams just in life is to see matches at the arena, in Mexico City, or just to like travel somewhere where it's more than just an excuse to sell energy drinks. It's like a culture. Like I want to visit the culture of wrestling.
Yeah,
and I want to be threatened by a grandmother with a knife. Thank you, wrestling. You do all of this for us.
But for you, it'd be consensual threatening in the bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's gonna be kinky. It'll be great.
Hey, Sean, would you be interested in there's a line of Marvel pop figures that are Lucha Libre inspired, so it's like Wolverine but as like a luchador?
Neat. That sounds cool as hell.
Would you be interested in those?
Like as an investor? Yes.
No, as in like, hey, if I were to get you that as a gift, would that be something cool?
Yeah. And then I will pay you for it, and then I will put it into investment. I want to be a Shark Tank. James, let me be a Shark Tank. Also, have you ever seen Shark Tank? Because I haven't, and I'm not sure I know what that show is about.
Hey, what's the next thing on our list?
After hours in Dario's office, I think this is like a week ago. So again, more flashbacks. Dario comes into his office. There's some sad cowboy music. He's looking around for a moment, touches the bull, opens a notebook behind his desk. And what the hell does Joey Ryan want? The other undercover police officer, Joey Ryan, is here. The partner, Detective Reyes. He assures Dario that he is here as a friend and that he knows that you killed Mr. Cisco. Dario's like, how do you know? Joey's like, I'm a cop. Dario's like, what the fuck? You should probably, I don't know why you're telling me that, but okay. Joey's here. He's flipping to Dario's side. He's offering to double agent on Dario's behalf. Why would Dario trust him? Because Joey is doing everything he can to keep Dario out of jail, unlike his idiot partner. Dario asks, and Joey gives up Cortez Castro.
No!
Gives him up immediately, which hits Dario. Dario's hit by this on kind of an emotional level. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, because it was the crew, baby!
The crew, well, okay, 1/3 of the crew, Dario did feed 1/3 of the crew to his brother, head first. All right.
And where'd the other crew go?
Well, they were there feeding the head to Matanza.
No, I'm saying he fed one to Matanza, then brutally murdered the other.
Like a year later.
So he clearly doesn't have a good, like... He isn't attached to the crew.
Which is why I was surprised that, like, finding out Cortez, I think it was probably more like, how could I be so stupid? Mm-hmm. Like, maybe there was more, he took it personally as an affront to him more than he was, like, hurt at losing someone.
Maybe he was thinking, oh my God, if someone so close to me was a cop, who else are cops in here? And he's just like going through he's like, Katrina? I don't know, maybe she is.
Yeah, exactly. That it sort of shook his whole perception on reality. Maybe he's a cop.
Oh, knows? Damn. Then all of a sudden Colt Cabana comes in and he's like, you a cop? And he's like, formerly in the JCW, but not here.
Yeah, a lot of those bits I actually can't do anymore. It's old school comedy. It's not meant to age well. Don't look into it. And then you just hear me all the way in Buffalo, New York in 2016 going, boom, boom, Colt Cabana, boom, boom. And everyone's like, that dude is very excited for this guy. And I'm like, yeah. What were we talking about? Oh, right. Joey Ryan is offering to flip for Dario. Dario accepts, of course. Joey even puts his hand out afterwards. Dario's like, what the fuck do you want? And Joey's like, I need child support payment. Please pay me for the info.
Yeah, because of course he has child support.
Of course. Dario squirms as Joey leaves. We're getting at the pieces, not to sound like Tool over here, but I'm starting to think the pieces fit. I know that because I'm watching them. I am currently watching them fall away. Lyrics to Schism by Tool. Anyway.
And not to sound like Tool
I'm so sorry to the editor, aka James. I just saw what my sound waves look like when I scream grunted like Tim Allen. It's tool time, baby. We are at the last flashback earlier tonight. Detective Reyes returns to Captain Vasquez's office for the first time in months since the suspension. Vasquez asks him which side of the war Reyes wants to be on, and Reyes would like to be on her side. Interesting, he doesn't say good or evil, he just confirms he wants to be on the side of the captain, wherever she is leaning.
I think he's saying that because he just wants to be back in the temple to make sure the good people are safe.
So we alluded to it earlier. I think you have the same theory as I do. I don't think Captain Vasquez is entirely on the good side of the war.
So my thinking is, I'll just say it right now, Katrina, please. I think, is somehow on the good side of the war.
I'm hoping so.
Because that'd be a good twist.
I'm hoping so. And I think if she was, that would put Captain Vasquez on the bad side. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what Reyes is unknowingly signing up for. I don't think he knows to not trust Captain Vasquez. And I do think he's just trying to get back on the case, back in the temple, which she agrees. After he tells her, I want to be on your side. She says, sounds like Cortez Castro is going back to the temple. Cortez Castro, which again, just got given up by Joey Ryan. Dario knows. But Reyes thanks her, exits. Captain examines her half of the Piedra Immortal again. So yeah, I think it's, yeah, I'm very curious to seeing how this irony of Reyes is going to pan out.
And I'm excited to see where these weapons of mass destruction Bush was talking about have landed.
Let's get into this one with a little bit of strategery, a little bit of a mission accomplished banner. It is the main event, weapons of mass destruction match. Melissa Santos giggles when she also announces this, which is fucking awesome and very human. Just a weapons of mass destruction match. Teehee. I like that. I would do the same.
I think she was mainly hyped about it. Like, this is gonna be good.
It was a hype giggle. Like, yeah, I don't think it was a giggling, like laughing at it, but I do like that. Yeah, no, this match is gonna be good as hell.
She became that Adam Sandler album. They're all gonna laugh at you.
Yeah, yes. I can't reference that album. Like, I don't want to continue the joke because the only song I remember off that album is I Shaved My Bush.
I don't remember any of the songs from that because I was into the skits on that.
I think that was the one that has the I have a secret, shh, don't tell. And then he hits that falsetto, I shave my bush, shh, don't tell, shh, don't tell.
I don't think it was that one. This one was the one that's like, I took a fucking shit, man. You know that one? And they're all gonna laugh at you.
No, I was too busy listening to this song about shaving his bush on repeat. Adam Sandler's not here, unfortunately, but Killshot and Marty are, and this shit's about to go crazy. The rules for a weapons of mass destruction match, all weapons are legal, anything goes. Everything's kind of decked out in like almost like a military base kind of stuff. You see a lot of like netting. There's a nuke on a table just kind of hanging out. Just a spare warhead on a loose table. We get Marty is announced first. Marty is literally cosplaying his stolen valor. He looking like a plastic green army man while he's wearing the reason this whole match is being put together, Killshot, a veteran's dog tags. The dog tags Marty physically stole from back before Ultima Lucha Dos. Like halfway through season 2, or I'd say like, 3/4 through season 2.
And they were in his trousers.
He's keeping these dog tags near his balls. The disrespect, Marty. And a reminder, Marty's family is rich. So this rich child, which we'll get into a little bit. Vampiro touches on it. This rich child stole a veteran's dog tags and keeps them near his balls until he gets what he wants, which is this weapons of mass destruction match.
See, if I were writing this this is how I would escalate it. I would have it because like Marty is a psychopath and he's very wealthy. I think he should have started coming up in more and more dog tags, and Killshot's like, where did he get those? And then there's like, we start seeing reports that there are grave robbers going into veteran grave sites, and he's just like stealing the dog tags. So now it's Killshot's duty not just to get his own dog tags back, but to get the ones back from all his brethren, because like he needs them to be at peace.
I just love. I wonder if that's something they kind of like would have to fight censors over, but who cares? It's art. I love the idea that that's Marty's escalation. That is Marty yes-anding his own like wild circumstance. Like he stole these dog tags. Like he doesn't really have purpose beyond wanting to hurt Killshot.
Yeah.
And I buy that for Marty's character, who is unhinged, who is like from a wealthy family that is also part of like this, that whose like Aztec tribe has almost like devolved into a cult, a familial cult. Like it's so fucked up that like, yeah, Marty should be a grave robber. I absolutely buy Marty being a grave robber for no other reason than to add stolen valor.
Well, we can ask him if that was ever brought up, guys, because we're in the works, baby.
We're in the works. We should also just ask him if he wants to go grave robbing like one night with us. Also, James, do you want to go grave robbing one night with me?
No, thank you. That dirt in my nose will make me go allergies. But if you were in a weapons of mass destruction match, all weapons are legal. Which of these three would you bring?
The nuke.
That's not on. That's not. Okay. Hold your horse, bitch.
Calm down, Mr. Ed. Go ahead.
Tree branch slingshot, Bart Simpson style.
Ay, caramba.
Swiss Army knife, but it only has the toothpick.
So like a farting Daniel Radcliffe, but only the toothpick.
Or a cylinder of spent glowing green uranium.
Back on the Swiss Army knife. I don't want to be super clear. That is not Daniel Radcliffe's corpse holding a toothpick.
No, that's a Swiss Army man only toothpick.
Okay, so that's out then. If I'm not getting Daniel Radcliffe, that one's out. The empty glowing tube of spent uranium. Can I can I get a high off that?
Yes, like if
all right, I'm going with
melting
that.
your brain, yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'm going that one. I'm gonna inhale the fumes from a spent tube of uranium, and I'm gonna use that high to really just go ham on my opponent. I think that's my strategy.
I'd take the slingshot and I would adopt the persona Bert Simpin, and I would just like have a slingshot and say like, eat my jorts, man, and just start whipping cat shit at people.
Don't have a bovine, dude.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I like that. Hell yeah.
My other thing would be I caramba, but in English.
That sucks and I hate it. Don't ignore the laughing. I hate it.
He loves it, guys.
Killshot doesn't even need a nothing. He just kind of walks up behind Marty mid-salute. Marty's doing his entrance and get like cosplaying like a soldier. It's kind of fucked up. So Killshot comes up behind Marty mid-entrance, mid-salute, just slaps him in the side of the head. The match is getting started on the stairs. And spoilers, this match goes all around the temple. It is a trek. It is a journey. These two go on. Slapped to the side of the face. Vampiro reminds us that, like you said before, Marty's not just a psychopath, specifically that Marty doesn't know right from wrong. Vampiro reminds us that Dario booked a match between a soldier who has killed and killed again, like multiple death count from Killshot. Dario booked that guy to fight a neurodivergent person who is doing his best. To be fair, his best is literally stealing a soldier's valor. He's stealing dog tags and keeping him as near his balls. That's Marty's best, but it's still his best. You know what I mean? Like, he's still trying.
I'm a neurodivergent person stealing the tags of dogs after I DDT their asses.
All right. Swerve Strickland's gonna kick your ass.
I have a trophy room and it's full of souvenirs from all my DDTing.
Do you know what that means, though, James? That means a dog version of Killshot is gonna show up to your house and kick your ass.
No, he's not. I'm gonna wreck him. I have opposable thumbs. I can gouge his eyes out.
Good fucking luck, bro. He's got the heart of a warrior.
Yeah, and you want to know what I have? Yeah. A knife.
My name's James. I have a knife. You know what I have, James? I don't have a knife.
I have a dog whistle.
I do have a hankering to watch you get your ass kicked by a dog version of Killshot.
Nah, not gonna do it.
I'm gonna book it. We'll see. We'll see after. I'll book it. We'll see. Vampiro, yeah, it's so fucked. This match is kind of fucked up. It's a very exciting, beautiful match. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of fucked up, though. They go up to there's a gunner's nest that's set up above the announce booth. They go up there. Killshot rips a machine gun off of its mount, cracks it off the forehead of Marty. And as they're exiting, Marty's cut open. And Vampiro, in just a very, very strange way, says, looks like Marty's bleeding. He's very concerned about this neurodivergent man getting his ass kicked by a soldier.
No, I think what he's worried about is when Marty sees blood, he goes off the deep end.
I don't know if I think they learned that in this match.
Okay. No, but didn't he? No, that's other people. I think he's been a weirdo before with blood.
He's always been a weirdo. And I think they might have put it together. The reason I say it is the way Matt puts it together later in the match. And we see this through line going. How does Marty, why is this not a one-sided fight? This match goes on for a while. Mm-hmm. There are 3 matches to this card. The other 2 matches didn't even add up to 3 minutes.
No.
So yeah, this one, I forgot to check the time, but I think it's over 20.
Yeah, real quick. They were up in the gutter's nest, but this green chair in the corner, guess what that is?
Your cum gutter's nest?
No, it's Butter's nest.
Oh, okay. The beloved feline Butters is sleeping in the green chair.
Yeah, you guys might remember her as a cat covered in glitter from our watch-along.
Yeah. Butters rules.
Just Butter, no S.
I'm so sorry. I do that every time, don't I?
Uh-huh. You're too into that South Park character.
I got that. They're so sick and twisted. What a sick and twisted sense of humor. I love South Park.
Speaking of sick and twisted, Marty's sick and twisted, grabbing Killshot by the handle.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's... Part of Marty's offense is what's known as a testicular claw, which is grabbing Killshot by the whole bit and pieces real hard.
And he goes,
are they ringside by now?
I don't know. Now, yeah, we are.
I think we're ringside now, yeah. Marty also uses Melissa Santos as a temporary hostage to escape from Killshot. He then kind of scurries up towards the balcony, which is a section I don't think we've seen, which I was very excited about. There is above the hard cam side. So hard cam is opposite of the aisle. The wrestlers come down. Hard cam is kind of like if this was a sitcom, that's your main camera shot, right?
Yeah.
So on that side of the temple, there's this balcony seating that semicircles around. And they kick the shit out of each other up there.
And the crowd is getting so hyped. There is a single man DX chopping over and over again as I think Marty was just laid out in front of him.
He is wearing jeans, t-shirt, blazer, fancy little suit coat, bandana, Johnny Mundo sunglasses, DX chopping the shit out of his crotch after Killshot flying knees Marty in the front row of the balcony.
I hope this was Marty's older cousin who kept saying you're not, quit wrestling. You're never going to be anything. And he's like, yeah, you just got laid out. I told you you'd never be anything. And just starts DX chopping.
Halfway through, he thanks Marty because Marty's the one that got him those Johnny Mundo branded sunglasses. Like, suck it. Thank you again for the tickets and the glasses. Suck it. That's my cousin who's bleeding over there. Marty's bleeding real bad, by the way. He's been bleeding since the gunner spot.
But that would only a family member could like razz you that hard for so specific and stupidly. But you're still like, stop doing this.
I'm working right now. All I can see is red, and that's because the blood has covered my eyes and my brain. Please stop telling me to suck it, cousin Greg.
If any of my family members or any listener shows up to Chicago Comics, if you want to DX chop me while I'm behind the counter, you better have a receipt in your hand. Meaning you can buy something and I'll allow it. Pre-buying? Get out of here.
I like that. That's a good sales campaign.
You can DX chop me if you buy something.
That should be that you should run that for Black Friday. I said, I know a lot of Black Friday stores, they love to run these big sales. Here's the deal. You buy something. I don't care, something. You can DX crotch chop me for at least 30 seconds. To your crotch's content.
And please do it early on a Thursday so when the owner and my manager are in, they're like, whoa, James is really stirring up business. It's degenerates, but who cares?
I'm just picturing now, sometimes the local news will be like, oh, it looks like this business is doing something interesting. And they just have this very serious interview with a guy who's still actively crotch chopping you while giving this, hey, I just love supporting local business and crotch. I think it's really important to give back to our community because, that's what's going to give back to us. And I really like paying that forward.
I think it should be me. It should be me getting interviewed at the store. And then you see 4 dudes walk up in the background, lick a receipt, slap it on their head, and just start DX chopping.
And you every now and again, in between your you're making statements I love giving back to the neighborhood. I think that's important. And you're giving this really heartfelt sentiment, and every 15 seconds, just hear a muttered "suck it." Bleh.
And then the camera zooms in on one of them, and then it zooms out, and then the reporter's like, "Oh, I'm actually getting word from my cameraman. I believe one of their receipts is from a week ago." And I say, "You get out of here! Today receipts only."
Yeah.
We need to move on.
Yes, we do.
But we salute that DX chopper.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much for your love of merchandise and crotching your chops. Marty dumps himself off the other side of the semicircle. So he crawls up one side. That's when he grabs the crotch. Killshot beats him all the way through the balcony, gets dumped onto the other side. The way Killshot leaps onto the railing, no hands, just on his feet, double knees. Flipping senton splash. Fucking crazy what they're doing to each other out there. Just, Killshot rips the netting off of the table. He uses it to trap Marty in net. Marty has to he gets drop kicked. Marty escapes. Earlier, he set up a little ladder bridge on the other side of the ring so that when Killshot pursues Marty just throws Killshot face first into that little ladder bridge. Smack, ouch.
It was wild. So aggressive. Also, maybe call him Marty the Butterfly because he's caught in that net.
Yes, absolutely. Much like a net, much like Link from Soul Calibur 2, if you unlock his joke weapon, it's a butterfly net.
Ooh.
Yeah, Link was great. Soul Calibur 2 was great. Even Spawn.
Hey, guess what? What else is great this match?
Well done. We get the first wrestling move of the match as Marty finally suplexes Killshot. He is losing a lot of blood.
And this part I loved because Stryker says, yeah, Marty here with possibly, and then at the same time, Vampiro and Stryker go, the first wrestling move of the match. Yeah, man. Like, it's so good. And while all this carnage is happening, Vampiro just goes, bro, I'm in love right now.
Vampiro's having a great time. It's a bloody, brawling car crash, but so well put together. So well structured. Like, James famously does not enjoy blood or like real hardcore deathmatchy type of wrestling, generally.
I would also say long matches that go all around this stadium, that specifically. This isn't very bloody. Like, yes, it's Marty, but Marty also had like, I think, face paint on. So it kind of just looks like face paint that he applied beforehand.
Yeah, it does. It mixes off really well because he has the sort of camouflage war paint going on. But no, it's a really good blood. He bleeds very well, which is a strange compliment you can really only give in wrestling. But it's like heartfelt, and honestly, that's a big deal if you bleed very well.
His skin holds blood well.
And he does an even better job of losing it. It's a weird compliment, but in wrestling, it makes sense, I promise. Go up to your favorite wrestling friend and tell them that they hold blood well. Their skin holds blood well, and they'll say, thank you so much. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Marty says he wants to kill Killshot. Somebody's chants, that's a crime. Marty power bombs. There are these supply boxes, hard, like, designed for combat. This hard, rigid material sort of supply boxes. Marty power bombs Killshot onto one of them, climbs to the top rope, starts flapping those wings, baby. He's flapping those wings long enough for Killshot to recover and kick Marty in the nuts. Which, I don't blame him. Marty slips out, though, from the top rope.
And that's a veteran maneuver.
Just kind of leaving Killshot up there. Huge superplex onto those these don't seem very gimmicked. These supply boxes, these military grade supply boxes. Like this, they don't seem gimmicked at all. It sounds by the way they hit, like they just got some supply boxes from this army surplus store and started throwing each other onto them.
No, during Veterans Day, like to ramp up to it, Peeps does produce these supply boxes, but they're like Peeps supply boxes.
Peeps as in the confection marshmallow sugary treats you would get around Easter time. Sometimes they're in the shape of a bunny. Sometimes they're in the shape of a baby chicken.
And maybe sometimes in the shape of the supply cabinets. However, it was from Veterans Day 2013, so chances are they're pretty tough.
They're stale. Yeah, no, those things, they do not give quite anymore. Okay. So superplex onto the Peeps branded, yet very stale, so still uncomfortable, military grade supply boxes. Fucking the way the slam, like the sound of the impact and the crowd reacting. This plays loud as hell. Loud as hell. Onto the ladder bridge, Killshot finds a Death Valley driver.
Even the temple winced at that.
Yeah, it was Vampiro giving the ooh. Vampiro's like, that point where he's excited, but he's still like, Vampiro has this, to me at least, it's this weird love-hate relationship to this style of wrestling now, where like it gave him so much, and he does love this hardcore deathmatch version of self-expression in professional wrestling. But you can hear him remember all that is taken away from him as well.
Yeah.
As far as like years and body. Yeah, it's brutal. This is maybe because I've watched a couple of indies and like I've been at, a couple of shows that like aren't made for TV, so they go a little bit different. This still feels comfortable to watch on television, at least like on the upper cable numbers, but like this is brutal. This is brutal TV wrestling.
I put down this is the greatest hits of a brutal match because there's so much different shit happening that I think that's why it kept my attention. And I love both of these wrestlers. They're amazing. Marty is probably my favorite persona right now in Lucha Underground. So I was hooked from the beginning, so much so that I was like, Nicole, I think you need to watch this with me. We haven't yet, but she will.
Yeah. And this is such a great match. As it goes further and further, Marty keeps laughing. And like we said, we kind of touched on it. This commentary puts Matt Striker just finally puts it all out there. It appears that Marty is recovering his strength. He is ignoring the damage he's taking by laughing through the pain. Mm-hmm. Like, it's such like a nice little oh, what a cute little platitude. No, Marty has found this, it's kind of his jutsu that he's found a way to negate the effects of pain just through It's like Patch Adams, but if the secrets of Patch Adams were revealed to a psychopathic madman, like a Joker type of villain.
I was going to say it's like you at your rooms, you know?
All right. Now, hold on. Nobody is laughing through pain. I'm not hurting them. I'm just telling great jokes.
No, you're laughing through your pain.
Oh, how dare you? I am, but I just don't like to acknowledge it. Vampiro casually mentions that he shoots video footage for the Faces of Death video.
Uh-huh.
All right, just making sure that's added to his canon.
Well, hey, a lot of those Faces of Death things are faked.
Okay. Do you think Vampiros are?
No, I think they're real.
I think Vampiro's footage is real too.
But it could just be like, hey, we're in a wrestling match and someone breaks a leg. That's still Faces of Death worthy.
Yeah, or hey, I was just in an alleyway peeing and whoopsies, catching a face. If you don't know what Faces of Death are, have fun Googling that.
And do it on a college computer if you're in college.
Yeah. Speaking of in college, Marty is in the top rope, flies off, Killshot dodges, skull cradle driver. And Killshot has thrown 2 of his finishers out, but the way Marty is lifted up for the skull cradle driver, face covered in blood, smiling. Like this fucking smile covered in blood as he's about to take this disgusting pile driver like maneuver. Oh boy. And then afterwards, this is actually right before, Marty is, every time he kicks out of a laughing, painful, he should be dead, he throws out, powerbomb from the ring through 2 tables on the outside. So clean, Mike Awesome and Masato Tanaka would be proud. It's fucking nuts. He dies. Killshot just keeps killing this guy, and then he comes back to life with a brutal move. And it's like, Jesus. I think Killshot even says at one point, just how do I kill this man? Stay down, please. Fucking brutal.
There's a power bomb onto a table. That shit was gnarly, insanely bad. I don't know how they survived that.
It was a beauty. Yeah. That's the power bomb from the outside through the tables. Killshot goes outside. He grabs a 15-foot ladder, big boy ladder, sets it up in the ring. 1 table is set up. Marty sets up another table. So ladder is set up, and at the bottom of the ladder is a table on each side. Marty goes to climb the ladder. Looks like he's gonna do some Jeff Hardy. He has Killshot set up on the table. He's gonna do some crazy Jeff Hardy spot. Looks like he's gonna dive on him, but he takes a little too long. He's talking shit. Eventually, Killshot climbs the ladder. He meets Marty at the top. Both men at the top of the ladder, tables at their feet. Mariposa arrives. She comes to Killshot's heels. She's grabbing at his heels. She's going to powerbomb him through the table. He kicks her in the face because Killshot has canonically very strong calves. Kicks her in the face. She goes through the table.
Yeah.
Marty's not giving up, though. They're fighting when the testicular claw comes back into effect, this time on the side of Killshot. Killshot learns from the things that do not kill him. He grabs Marty's balls, twists them very hard, and then fights his way over the top of the ladder and just starts beating him in the face. Killshot slaps Marty. He starts kicking him. Eventually, he grabs the dog tags for around Marty's neck, rips them off so they're on the same side of the ladder now. Marty a little bit lower than Killshot. Killshot leaps off of the ladder to double stomp Marty's chest through the table for the pin and the win. Holy fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've ever seen a ladder table spot like that.
It was really good. You did miss one thing that I believe Vampiro says when, the testes are being torn. He says nuts and headbutts only here at Lucha Underground.
You goddamn right, Vampiro. Matt Stryker declares war is over. He then thanks the troops a lot as credits roll goodnight.
One quick thing about the credits. You know how it'll say like paid in part by this or like furnished by that? This is... which we gotta ask because clearly Crafty would have had a bunch of it. This episode brought to you by Pizza Bagel Bites.
I missed that. That's good, Crafty. That's good, Crafty. There is a post-credits scene. Backstage, Mill is punching a locker down. He's not punching a locker. He is punching a locker until the entire row of lockers and the wall attached to said row of lockers falls down. He is very pissed. Mill wants Puma, is what this is about. Katrina is behind that wall of lockers. She reprimands Mill because you can't punch lockers down. We need those. But Mill screams, "I want Puma." Katrina says, "And you will get Puma. Just remember, patience is a virtue. After all, I have waited hundreds of years to get what I want." Big reveal. Katrina, so you remember the Rock, the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, she would hold in that cloth in her hands since season 1. Well, she's holding the cloth, but in the cloth this time is a well-maintained half of a Piedra Immortal amulet on the beaded string. We've got both sides of the amulet, baby. Is this where you came up with the theory that Katrina is going to war with the gods for benevolent reasons?
Oh, no, she's not going to the war with the gods. Like she is a god. So let's say, hey, you got Zeus and you got like not Aristotle. You have like lesser gods. Well, sometimes lesser gods will try to, I'm going to fuck over and kill all the other gods. Well, the other lesser gods are like, whoa, we actually, this person's going to be doing some real damage. I think we need to put them in their place. I think she is trying to put other people in their place to be like, this is not the order of things. We need to like make sure that the gods are in these seats of power, because when you kill a god, if they're the god of, like in Hit It and Crit It, the god of like deceit, if you kill that god, guess what's no longer there? Deceit.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, if you're lucky, there is a Santa Claus-like contract written up that you become the next god of deceit or whatever, as
Santa not a god, he a demon.
Whatever. I was thinking of also Sandman rules. Spoilers to the Sandman, Neil Gaiman's Sandman, but that's been out for a very long time now.
I haven't read it yet.
Who do you think was that little girl in the flashback?
I feel like it's more Katrina than this other person, or maybe it's both. Maybe, we're trying to figure out who the girl was. Did she split into two? I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. That she might have split into two people, Captain Vasquez and Katrina.
Or maybe Katrina had it, and then this other person, like that was Katrina. This other person broke, like trying to like get it, broke it in two, and is like, hey, I'll age very slowly, but at least I'll still be around forever. But she wants the other half.
It's very concerning. I guess because the next question we have to answer is, how did the amulet snap in half? But it's nice to know, it's confirmation Katrina is at least a millennia old and has some fucking wild... And I wonder if The Rock turned into the amulet, right? Because we didn't see The Rock and the amulet. We just saw her pull the amulet out of the same cloth she's been holding The Rock in. So I think, did the amulet come from The Rock? Maybe
Sean, you...
Yeah.
You know, like, up close practical magic? I think it's just
like
that.
As a concept? Yeah. What? You think Katrina's just doing Steve Martin-esque magic tricks?
To like make it look like a rock when she wants it to look like a rock, but like then she like just collapses it. Oh, it was an amulet the entire time. But what we've been the entire time is wanting you to head over to twitch.tv/.
Goose Von Kaiser, thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you want to catch us off hours, you can find me at twitch.tv/Goose Von Kaiser, where I play video games and I make butthole jokes and we all have a good time.
Yeah.
You can find James at all sorts of places. You want to support that Marshland Media Empire conglomeration? James, why don't you tell them all about it?
Hey guys, first and foremost, if you like this podcast, give us a 5-star rating and review on either Spotify or iTunes, Apple Podcasts. I mean, that's the best way to get this show to grow a little more. But if you're in a generous mood and you want more content, but also want to support us financially, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod, where for $5 a month, you get exclusive content every single Friday. Yay, yay. But if you're a $10 patron, you get monthly stuff. We are beginning the Summer Mockbuster series on straight to Patreon, where we're just doing mockbusters. The first one will be Transmorphers from 2007. And $10 patrons also get shoutouts on every single free feed podcast. So let's begin with those, starting with Steve F., Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour, Alex Z, The Waz, Orion, Jordan B, The Chaos Witch, my Bickle brother in Common Law, Joshua Jacobs, Steve Barnes, A Sweet Child of Time, who, oh my goodness, he will be in studio for a podcast in a few bits because he's coming from Virginia, baby.
Let's go.
My mother, Lil Corey's BFF and now former roommate Shane, that fed, twitch.tv/Corwinning. It's Corwin, and hey, maybe this movie's gay might not be on hiatus shortly soon. And from twitch.tv/R2Shelby2, as well as the Rom Complex, Formulaic, a podcast and script writing, it's R2 Shelby 2. I've been James.
And I've been Sean, and this has been Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling. Purple Prancer forever.
Bye. Oh, yeah. Hey, Sean, real quick, are there people talking?
In my room? Oh, shoot. Yeah, can you hear? That's, so my roommates are having, house is getting together for Memorial Day.
Okay.
Is this picking up on the mic?
Yeah, I think it is, but I don't know how bad it is until we get in. So I might just end up using your Discord audio, just so you know.
Okay. Hey. Sorry about that. Do you want me to pop in real quick, see if they can lower their voices?
No. Don't do it. No, we're doing it. Like maybe if like we were making money doing this, yeah, but no.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Should I ask them to pay me for this podcast?
No, I think you should. They should be in here asking you to keep it down.
All
right, but back to the match.